are able to reverse, recover, and restore your health. So whatever was happening, it goes in reverse to get you back to where you were. And so when we look at the Balaj as it pertains to women health and the inner seven, okay?
Mhm.
I know the Balaj is supposed to go into the cells and actually jumpstart the mitochondria. So, for me, could you actually explain why it is so important, in women's health for that mitochondria to be restarted?
Restarted mean activated, right?
Activated, yes, activated.
Right. Okay. The mitochondria is really the life force of all cells. And also, the mitochondria regulates enzymic functions, breaking down your proteins, breaking down the foods that we eat in our body. Simply put, it is responsible for metabolism that goes on in a body. So, in answer to the question of the minerals and the Belage, beautiful lady, that actually starts the activation because it's like the baseline, it's like the beginning, the foundation of building these cells that go rogue on us. And when I mean rogue, sometimes it can be genetic, sometimes it just being because of our lifestyle, because of the foods that we are eating, over processed, dairy products has a lot to do with building these mucus in our bodies and causing our young women to be like this fast food, the high sodium, and sedentary lifestyles. So when the body now gets corrected, the inner seven, the minerals are going to act now as the nutrients in that blood to start displacing the body to have these nutrients and the minerals at micro circulation. Because a lot of us use a lot of pills to help our ills. But what tends to happen when a body is so degenerated, it can't even reach the level of even the blood barrier. So what happens, especially when you use probiotics, it helps to break down these bacteria in our body to help do the cleanup work that was already damaged by antibiotics. And most times these antibiotics damage our system so badly because we've been using it for years and years. And, we don't even realize if the cell is working or if it's not working, but your body talks to you. And the minerals now will come in and start to do the regenerative work in the system so that the body can absorb, it can displace, it can metabolize, it can distribute, and absorbency is going to be one more in tune with the body and how its systems works.
I have a question for you, Dr. Denise. So a young lady came to me about having, some issues down there, and she felt she was having some sort of like yeast infection or something happening, or UTI or whatever. And I mentioned her because I had heard somebody else mention about kind of like washing out and douching with the Balaj and the Inner Seven. And man, this person was adamant that my products didn't work. And so they came and they got, a Balaj and Inner Seven. And man, within a couple hours, they came back to me and they called me and they were like, listen, whatever that is, that works. like they said that they started to feel stuff coming out of them, and like a mucus started coming out of them. And they were like, and for those ladies that feel they need a little tightening in the, like it felt a little tighter, And so I was like, what? So I just want to tell everybody that, we are dealing with cellular nutrition, like just flat out cellular nutrition from all aspects. And, it's food for the body, because people always, like Dr. Denise always says, they want this prescription. We have Sankey scriptions, which is Balaj, Crenu, Inner Seven, and Asaki. Take it. Like that's what the prescription is. Just take the products. So we have Glenneal has she's been searching for answers and questions to endometriosis and fibroids. So I'm happy that you finally found it. This is a place that you can find answers. And one thing that we try to do here for all those that are on is educate. We want persons to have information. Some persons were also asking in the beginning, and I don't know if you or Nurse Donnelly want to address it regarding, I think it was something about thyroidism. Let me see if I can get that question. I don't know if you saw it in the chat. It was to the top. I want to make sure I answer questions because then, people get a little upset. They think you're not answering their questions, and sometimes you just miss it. So let's see.
Dr. Ruta, and you're sounding like if you're moving through bubbles.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. That's my internet.
Yeah.
Where do I get the part? Okay, no, okay, so this person had a question. They said, I have a nephew, 16 years old, who has hyperthyroidism. Right now, he's out of balance with his hormones. He already has the bulging eyes and swollen throat. What do you suggest he take?
Nurse Donnelly, you want to take that?
I don't know if she's there still.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
she's
just
there.
pulling up. Let me just hurry up because I'm pulling up at my patient house. Yeah, this is what we do here at Sankey. In the middle of the night, always pulling up at patient's house, when they're in a crisis. But before I go on and answer that question, guys, we have had persons who've been on the products. They've been doing well. And they go and ask other persons who are not medical persons, what do you think with these things? And then people tell them, you stay there taking all them things, and then they stop. And guess what? When they stop, they end up in a crisis. That is why I'm out my house right now. If you're taking something and it's working, why are you going to listen to somebody who does not know about the products? Why are you going to listen to somebody who's not a medical professional? Why are you going to listen to somebody who has not had an experience, a Sankey experience? Get with the persons who have had a Sankey experience, who have testimonies. And, the word says you got to be careful who speaks in your air gate. In your air gate. This thing is saving lives, okay? It's saving lives. But getting to that thyroid person, the first time I actually went into Sankey full time, I had a person who had serious thyroid function till they passed out at home, and their niece had to take them to the physician. I told them, please, while they're waiting there, ask the physician, because they have those cups that they give you water in, and ask them for some warm water, put that Belage in that inner 7 and sip it. By the time as they were able to call her into the doctor's office, she was ready to go home. Because what the inner 7 does, it helps to regulate the thyroid, because the thyroid is because you have a lot of missing minerals from your body. All right. And I don't care how much you eat in a day on your plate, you cannot get all of those real minerals like the persons in Okinawa do, like the Centurions do. We don't have the fields that we can go in and it's organically grown. So we at Sankey Table has actually provided it from field to table just for you. Just for you. So with the thyroid issue, that Belage and Belage and Inner 7 twice a day and the Canoe at night. Back to you, Dr. Ruth Ann.
Thank you so much. We have a question. She said that she asked it last night. We must have missed it, so I apologize for that, because we really do try to answer all questions. We don't want anybody coming after us. So the question is, my belly is not going down and my ankles are not going down. So they have questions about that. So I'm not really certain if there's anything else you want to say to that. Like, I'm not sure. So that's one of the questions. And then another question is, so the individual that wrote that, well, go ahead, Nurse Donnelly.
First of all, that person, how is their bowel movements?
Okay, they would have to answer that. They private messaged me. So if you want to private message me again, I can answer the questions that they're asking you. So how is your bowel movements? And is there anything else you want to add to that so that we can know exactly
And
what
are
you
they
mean?
on any other medications? And any
Yes.
other, and what is their medical history? All of that we need to know.
Yeah, so can you add that to your chat that you sent to me? That would be absolutely amazing. Please send that. Also, another question is gallstones and fibroids. What products do we have that can assist with those? Well, fibroids, you heard, Nina Stubbs said that it was just literally the Balage. That's what she started with. And guys, y'all know, I always tell y'all, if y'all don't start anywhere, start with the Balage. You know, start there, because that is the first product that they worked on for a couple decades before they even decided to bring it out to the public. Trials, tests, everything. So I want you to understand, you know, start with the Balage. You will see amazing things happen because it starts resetting the body. You know, literally it goes in with that clipboard and starts resetting the body. So can you please, if have any answers for that, fibroids and gallstones? That's either
Okay,
Dr. Denise or
yeah,
Nurse Donald.
yes,
Go ahead.
yeah, okay, I'll answer that one. All
I'll
right,
be with y'all in a
fibroid,
few. I'm with my client now, okay?
sure, okay, Nurse Donald, be safe. Yes, the cranial fire is going to aid in the gallstones, breaking down the gallstones. What really forms, what forms these stones, gallstones in the gallbladder is when there's too much of the cholesterol in the bile, which is a substance that the liver produces, right? And that aids in the digestion, breaking down your fats. So when these fatty lipids enters into the gall duct, it kind of calcifies in there. When too much, it calcifies and causes that blockage, and then, you know, the gallstones start to build, and that in turn is going to affect the pancreas, which is the start of something called pancreatitis. All right, inflammation of the pancreas. So the cranial fire, because as it acts as it helps in digestion and breaking down fatty lipids, breaking down visceral fats and all of these around the organs while you sleep, the cranial fire is going to work its thermogenesis into the body and start breaking down and aid in degenerating these gallstones in the gallbladder. As far as fibroids is concerned, fibroids is also associated with enzymic malfunction in the body. You always notice that when you have PCOS or you have irregular cycles, your doctor would give you, the first thing he would give you is diamicron or bucophase tablets to regulate the menstrual cycle. Those tablets are given to diabetic patients to regulate their insulin. So what it is that you're hearing on this call, is it giving you a connection? Gallbladder, pancreas, and the liver. So it's regulating your enzymic function, which is these lovely amino acids, which, you know, it helps break down your glucose, sugars, lipids in your body. And that in turn is going to break down what goes on with the fibroids and PCOS in the body. It is a direct link to indigestion. Metabolizing, not breaking down your foods as you eat in the body. Back over to you, Dr. Ruthan.
Wow. So this person says, I have fibroids and a cyst and blocked tube. I guess they're asking if we can assist, if the products can assist.
Sure, the products will assist. Just start with the Balage, start getting the body in order. And folks, I want to input this as well. I don't know if Dr. Rutan said it earlier on. You know, everybody is asking questions, and it's like you want us to prescribe. This is not a prescribing drug for a certain particular illness or disease in the body. It is nutrition. It's formulation, nutrition for the body to get the organs to do what it needs to do. Dr. Idias in his video said, in his recording said that these are formulations to work into the body to bring balance to the organs so that the organs can do what it needs to do and produce the desired result in digestion, metabolizing. All right. So when the body does what it needs to do, the organs and organ function, the body gets to a point we call homeostasis. We were not made to put a vitamin B in our body. We were not made to put a mineral in our body. We were not made to put things to make the organs work. We were created in his image and likeness, but because of our body has been modified since the day we were born, because we were not eating the proper foods to get the nutrients from. God said, I have created every herb on the earth for you to be healing and for to be wellness in the body. And because we are not getting it from these processed foods that we are eating, we are killing ourselves. So what we have in our hand is nutrition, it's food. So now you have to do the rest. You have to also stop eating processed foods, stop eating dairy products, stop eating the things that is going to contribute to the degeneration of the organs. So back to the question, my lady. You will start on the belage to get the body repair, growth starting to happen, build foundation, and then the body can absorb now. And then you're going to start on the crenu and the inner seven so that the minerals can be absorbed and the crenu is going to help with the metabolizing of the system. Back over to you, Dr. Ruthann.
Okay, I see Lorna, you have your hand up. I don't know if you want to unmute and ask your question. Let me go ahead.
Yes. Good
Go ahead.
night. Good night.
Good night.
I'm the person who asked the question about the ankle and the tummy. I don't take drugs. From ever since I don't love to take drugs. So I do not take anything I have bad circulation, but whenever I sit down, I just realize that my ankle still swollen, just right down the ankle of my foot there. And it's not going down no matter what I do. And my tummy just ever getting large. So I don't know.
All right. So you have not been seen a physician or to know what's going on with you?
No, I go to the doctor, and when they told me, I
Test
know that
you?
I have circulation problem. I have rheumatoid arthritis,
Right.
and so they give me tablet, but I don't take it. I don't like it, and
Okay.
because I study health a lot. And
Yes.
then I normally have bad pains because I have three of my discs that is badly hurt in the lower part of my back.
Yeah.
So I realized that the pain stopped, but the numbness of my hand and my feet, they are still numb. But
All
I
right.
don't feel the pain, but the swelling, and not care what I do, my tummy always up.
All right. Well, first to begin with, what is happening? It is stemming from the circulation issue, meaning that there can be a mild form of congenital heart failure. And when they water it will cause water retention. So that's why the tummy is a little high. So we need to look at the liver in terms of regulating the proteins in your body, because the proteins, if it is high and it is not filtering through the kidneys, you will have some of these liquid retention and loading in these areas. And you will find the areas that is degenerated where high acidity is in the body. You will find those are the areas that will, retain the water retention. And also the degenerated disc that you have in your spine is a form of osteochondrosis, which is it's degenerating around the nerve endings and tissues as well. And because of that bloaty stomach, you will have irregularity with the spleen, because the spleen is not going to produce your blood cells, oxygenation and all of that. Now, my dear lady, I will tell you that is stemming from the colon. The colon is inflamed. So there could be mild form of inflammatory bowel syndrome. So we need to correct that bacteria, the strep bacterium in the colon to start doing the work. So my suggestion and recommendation is for you to get on the Belage, get the Hasaki, because that can do an easy, mixed drink. Dr. Rutan can explain to in details, as well as the Inner 7, so it can mineralize the body and help with the nerve endings in the system, and also do some repair work on the kidneys, because there are little vessels in the kidneys that work together with the circulatory system called little nephrons. And those nephrons can be having blockages. Blood flow is not coming to and fro, which is through the interstitial tissues, causing the retention of water to start taking place in the body. And then the crinofire is going to do the rest in metabolizing and helping you to get restful nights, relief of the pains, and the water being released from the body. Because when you start on that crinoid fire, you go to the bathroom a lot because of the water you're taking. All right, back over to you, doctor.
Thank you so much, Lorna. We appreciate you for coming on and asking your question. Thank you so much. And so, guys, I just wanted to let everybody know we dropped a link in the group. That is the group chat. It's a WhatsApp group where you can ask all your questions, that we answer the questions there, so that you stay connected to either myself, Dr. Denise, King Clive, and Nurse Donnelly. And also tonight we have a special guest. Hold on one second. My son always takes my phone when I need it. Of course, the kids, it's like you're suddenly there and you need your phone and it's like, my phone. But we have a special guest assisting us with our product presentation tonight. Let me see if King Clive has made it to the call yet. I'm not sure if he has. Let's see first, because he's that Hasaki king. He's there.
Yes, Dr. Rutan, he's there. Yes.
Okay, let me bring him up. Bring up Charlie of Charlie's Angels. We can't miss him out. So, because we're missing his sound tonight. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But he's going to speak about the Hasaki in a minute. But I want to bring up a young lady. She is simply amazing. I absolutely love her. She's out of the Bahamas. She is a mother of 2. She's a teacher, a writer. She's a certified natural health nutrition practitioner, certified spiritual guide, and an ordained holistic healing minister. And so she's going to be helping us. Listen, just like Inner 7 is Dr. Denise's baby. Listen, when this woman talks about Belage, it's like how Clive talks about Hasaki. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up this amazing Queen Iris DePass. Did you make it to the call?
Good night. Good night. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I want you to speak about this fantastic Belage for us tonight.
My pleasure. It is my pleasure. Good night, everyone. I've been listening all along, and my goodness, there's hardly anything left for me to say, because I listened to, I think, Nina, who spoke earlier about her experience with just the Belage, and I was like, awesome, that's my girl. So, and there was another testimony by somebody else from, I think, Jamaica, that spoke about Belage, and it was pretty awesome. And so, as you can hear, if you were listening very carefully, you know that Belage is one of the most awesome products in this line. All of them are awesome, but and I hate to even pick a favorite because all of them are so fantastic, but I have a close connection with the Belage. And the Belage is actually known as the Psyche Storm, but I actually call it the Bad Mama Jama. And it is made from rosemary and olive leaves. Okay, and the olive tree, if you were doing any research on trees, the olive tree is actually the king of all trees. So the Belage has olive leaves in it and rosemary. Awesome, 2 awesome combinations that help to get the results and help the body to heal itself. All right, each dose of Belage has over 14,000 billion nanoparticles of nano antioxidants that are needed for healing and helping the body to function properly. And when you listen to those numbers, I know you're thinking, oh, there's a lot of billions of nanoparticles and nano antioxidants. Yes, those are the things that the body needs to heal itself. And if we have not been giving the body what it needs, of course, we're going to have all of the challenges that are being aired in terms of the health crisis that we're experiencing worldwide. And so the body needs that amount of nutrition to help to repair itself. It has the capacity to do that, and the Balaj actually gets this started. The patented ingredient used to make the Balaj is Orzoid enzyme 5, which has a high bioaccessibility. And that simply means that it is quickly absorbed into the cells. The immediate effect in the body can be seen using a high-powered microscope. And in Sankey Global, there's an instrument that is called the microscanner that has been used. I'm sure the learned panelists and Dr. Franco has spoken about the microscanner. When you put your thumb or your finger under the microscanner after taking the Balaj, you can actually see that baby going to work, getting into the cells, because that is what it does. And remember, these products are made using nanoparticles, which means the particles are very, very small, very, very tiny, so they can infiltrate the cells in a very short amount of time. The antioxidants in this product powerfully destroy free radicals. One antioxidant in Balaj destroys 4 free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules that can damage cells in your body. So just imagine for a minute the antioxidants from Balaj going in and tackling substances that have been doing damage to your body. And you have all those things that have been built up from processed foods, from antibiotics, from negative thoughts, from negative emotions, all of those toxins that are in the body that are not doing the body good. The Balaj actually goes in and starts to combat, and that's where healing starts to happen. And so many people, as we've been hearing in the testimonials, are attesting to this. Balaj contains 300 metabolites which enhance mitochondrial function in the body. The mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cell. These are the source of any energy production in the body. So the mitochondria are very important, very, very important. And they have to be healthy in order for the cells in the body to work. And you know, our entire system is made up of cells. So we have to have those powerhouses charged up and working, and that is what the Balaj does. Balaj causes insulin resistance to go down. So when you're using Balaj, the body begins to use the insulin the way that it's supposed to, which is to break down starches and fats. And when this starts to happen, then we have a reduction in things like diabetes and hypertension. I'm sure I have known so many persons who are on these products who have spoken to the fact that their doctors are now taking them of diabetic medication, of high blood pressure medication, all because they're using the Balaj, and they're doing some other things that actually, you know, help their body to heal itself, like exercise and drinking lots of water. And talking about water, Balaj also increases hydration at the cellular level. Why is hydration at the cellular level important? Our bodies basically are made up of water. We need to have a high amount of water in the body in order for it to function. Why is hydration at the cellular level important? When your cells are hydrated, their membranes stay tight and organized, and they can hold and pass on an electrical charge. So hydrated cells are important to keep you energized and feeling healthy. And one of the things that I just want to remind everybody about is the fact that, you know, sometimes we consume too little water. You know, our water intake has to be increased. I was listening to Dr. Franco Taylor on Saturday, and his recommendation was so profound. He said that on a daily basis, we are supposed to be drinking half of our body's weight in ounces of water. Half of our body's weight in ounces of water. So for instance, if you weigh 180 pounds, that means divided by 2, what do we have? 90 ounces of water. That's what we're supposed to be drinking, okay? And so forth. But we need to up our water intake, and so our body can do what it's supposed to be doing, which is heal itself. And the Balaj actually helps with this hydration process. It gets in and starts to flush the body out, and that's why people have these fantastic testimonies, because the hydration process actually happens when they start to use the Balaj, okay? In addition to being an energy booster, Balaj also increases enzyme production in the body and enzyme activity. And of course, that helps with the healing process. It helps the liver detoxification capacity. It boosts brain power, reduces cell damage, and decreases the aging process. All of these things that I've just mentioned, everybody who is using Olage can attest to something fantastic that they have noticed that has happened in their body, or multiple things. In fact, those persons who are on the Balage, when you look at them like before and after, if they show you a before and after photo, you're like, wow, because they look so much younger after they would have started using the Balage, and that can attest to the hydration power of this particular product. I can tell you, friends, that no product that I've come across to me parallels the Balage. Okay. Last but by no means least, Balage is an immune system booster. It gives the immune system the jumpstart it needs to combat germs, viruses, and diseases. Right now, we're in this global pandemic, and we're being dealt some things that we have never been dealt before. And listen here, this is one of the things that can help to build your immune system. No diggity, no doubt. It works. I have known persons who have come down with the flu, and because the flu is almost like synonymous with COVID now, they become afraid. And after drinking just one glass of Balage, they're like, an hour later, they're like, what was that green substance that you gave to me? What is that? And I tell them, it's Balage, baby. That's how we do it at Sankey Global. Good night, everybody. I hope you understood exactly how powerful this product is. And those of you who are not using it, I suggest, if you have any health issues, this is where you begin. This is like the primary product.
See, Iris, I told them, if you can't start anywhere, start there. Because literally you covered the whole body just now. You went from head to toe, all around, inside out. So guys, if you can't start anywhere, start with the Balage. Dr. Denise, tell us about the Inner Seven.
Wow, the Inner Seven, folks. In minerals, Inner Seven is accumulated with over 60 plus minerals that the body needs, especially keeping in mind magnesium. Magnesium helps in the fast absorption in the digestive tract through its perfect balance of these minerals in the body. It is the building block of all cells and life force. If you don't have minerals in your cells, you are not able to absorb anything that comes through the system. And what it does, it actually helps in balancing the pH of the body, calcium, magnesium, zinc, potassium, copper, to name a few in this formulation. It supports the body's fat burning system and helps improve metabolizing. It provides biominerals, magnesium, calcium, potassium, selenium, zinc, and copper, in addition to 54 other minerals essentials to good health in terms of absorbency at that cellular level. It also supports cellular inner balance and stimulates cellular detoxification as well. It improves the insulin sensitivity and reduces the impact of metabolic syndrome. Persons who have been having problems in digestion, breaking down their foods when they eat within an hour, improves intestinal transit of nutrients to the body, and also aids in resetting the metabolic system. You heard our previous person talk about the Balage there. All right, it's in combination with all of these helps the body to actually drink lots of water. It attracts the body to drink water so that it can stimulate the intestines. All right, magnesium helps to convert blood sugar to energy, acts as an anti-stress agent. Calcium reduces the body's acidity. When the body is acidic, it draws from the bones, the fingernails, your hair, so the calcium can absorb in the blood to make it alkaline. Calcium is also important for oxygenating the cells, for building red blood cells in the bone marrow, for differentiational cells to get back to normalcy in the bone marrow. All right, selenium has the effect on vitamin C, which regenerates and protects at microcirculation level. Many of us have circulation that is not going microcirculation, small veins, small capillaries. We tend to suffer with DVD, thrombosis of the veins, varices of the veins. Potassium regulates the heart and muscle, promotes smooth transition of signals to the along the stimulus on nerve endings, persons who have had damaged disc, nerve endings, degeneration, and all of these. Copper regulates the blood cholesterol. So sometimes you might feel palpitations of their heart and different things. It's not that you're getting cardiovascular arrest. It just simply means that potassium may be a little low because it regulates the heart and muscles. So, you will know when you're coming on with a heart attack, you would, all these symptoms. But, sometimes our body just go low in these minerals. And it is so important that the magnesium deficiency, folks, it is, it causes, if we are depleted of these minerals in our body, it can cause degenerative, bring about chronic diseases in our system, anxiety, panic attack. I have had persons using the inner 7, and it has been helping with anxiety, dementia, Alzheimer's. They are, they are being, cognition has been starting to be alert. They are actually, some of them, mental aware. They're becoming aware of their environment. It helps in asthma, blood clots, bowel disease, cystitis, depression, kidney disease, migraines. A lot of people are having a lot of these because of what is going on, low oxygenation in the blood cells and all of that, fatigue, heart disease, hypertension, hypoglycemia, insomnia, nerve issues, osteoporosis. The minerals are very important for rejuvenating, for building, helping with all these itis in our body, breaking down inflammation. And what I love about it, it acts as a thermal balance, balancing in the body, because the concentrated formula of the inner 7 and its nanotechnology particles absorbing in the cells, it offers this cooling effect. That's why the brain anxiety, it reduces the impact of stress on the brain. Its extraction occurs during the ions that our last speaker spoke about, of nanocalcium. Hey people, nanocalcium, meaning in small tiny particles that it can break in through the blood barrier and enter into that mitochondria, the life force in the cells, which makes it possible to have these concentrated ingredients in the body. It improves resistance and adaptability towards all types of stress and betters the body's thermal balance and aiding in blood circulation. Back over to you, Dr. Rutan.
Well, I hope, guys, y'all are hearing this. I hope y'all are learning and understanding. And yes, I know it's a lot to take in, but keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back, and you will learn and you will learn and you will learn, and get back to the person that brought you to the call. They can tell you where to get the products. They can tell you what it's all about. And we do the microbiome call every Tuesday, but I believe for the rest of, no, I don't know if it's for next week, but I will find out from our Charlie's of Charlie's Angels when he comes on right now, the poet of health, the king behind the microbiome movement project. Listen, this gentleman is simply amazing, but he's going to break down this fantastic, phenomenal Hasaki made out of the cacao. Take us away, King Clive.
Hi, good night, everyone. Thank you so much, Queen Dr. Ruth, and I salute all the other leaders and presenters on the call. Bless you. Allow me to say good night to Bishop Bennett along with his wife. Met them in Cross Keys, Manchester today. So it was a catawampus time in Cross Keys. Oh my God, it was an amazing time. The persons were just in awe about sampling the Belage product. They were hearing information, they were hearing it for the first time, and they were happy to know that they have a microbiome and what it could do to improve their health. Cross Key is not good again. It is amazing, and we're happy, ladies and gentlemen. So one of the products I explained to them today is the Asaki, and they were very excited about it. Look at what the adjective describes Asaki: improves, increases, provides, and nourishes. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the product of products. Sankey Global has outdone itself. They made Belage as a first product, but when they made Asaki, they have given to us something 30, 40 years ahead of its time, because we have never had a product that works in the body as intelligently as Asaki does. So it improves protein absorption approximately 20%. Many persons have difficulty absorbing protein and getting the quality and class of protein that we have in this amazing product. Ladies and gentlemen, we need protein for the body to heal, for the body to repair, for stem cells to work with and for the body to do all kind of necessary things for which you need amino acids. So ladies and gentlemen, it improves protein absorption. Not only that, it increases the oxidation of fat. Now we are living in a world that has become super heavy because many persons are fat or even obese. We are consuming too much sugar. We are eating too much food with fat in it that is clogging up our arteries. How about a product that is removing the excess fat from our body, reshaping and sculpting our body so that we get rid of unwanted, unnecessary fat, whether it be in the blood vessels, whether it be around our hearts, around our lungs, around our liver, whether it be around our tummy, and make us slow and sluggish and sick. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a powerful product that oxidizes any fat, unwanted fat from the body. But here it comes now. It provides energy to the trillions of mitochondria. And our speaker before explained the importance of the mitochondria. It regulates the metabolism of the cell. And it is a neurotransmitter. It is a cell communicator. It communicates not only inside of the cell, but with the adjoining cells in the vicinity so that everything is on par in order to create homeostasis, which is balance inside of the body. So anytime you have a product that speaks to your mitochondria, it is a very beautiful and amazing product. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we have that product because if your body can't make energy, that's the day that you die. But we have a product that turns up the energy in your body, just like when you were a teenager. You could get up and do anything you want to do because you have the energy. So this is good news for persons who have lost their energy. But here comes the big one, ladies and gentlemen. It nourishes what? The microbiome, the microbiota. Ladies and gentlemen, the microbiome repairer, the microbiome restorer, health reviver. Ladies and gentlemen, when you begin to touch your second brain, which is the microbiome, you are giving back a new lease of life to your body. It's like you're buying back time. You're buying back health. You are giving back, you just know you're doing the right thing. You feel good, you look good. It releases oxytocins in the body and all the feel-good hormones in the body because this product is helping to repair the microbiome, which is what repair the gut, you fix the leaky gut, fix leaky gut, you're fixing the diabetes, you're fixing cancer, you're fixing arthritis, you're fixing thousands of other different issues and complaints and conditions and issues in your tissues. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the product ahead of its time, the product in a class of its own, a top jaw product that you need this product more than our peas needs fire. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to be happy for any investment you make in ensuring that this product is inside of your good up body. It's the best way to fix your microbiome, and your microbiome is the engine of your body. It powers your body to be who you are, what you are, to make your neurotransmitters and all the other chemicals and help to repair your immune system and just to turn on and turn off the genes inside of your body. This is too much to talk about in one session, but I try to give you an idea. Now we have the product you have been looking for. And when you mix it with in a blender, with your banana, with your papaya, with your berries, it's a dream thing. You can't drink this product with your eyes open. You have to close your eyes. You have to squeeze your toes together. You are in a different time and in a different place because you are in a Saki planet. So ladies and gentlemen, please get this product if you mean yourself any well, and if you take care of somebody who has been sickly. Here comes Asaki. I hand it over back to you, Queen Dr. Ruth Ann.
Wow, I love it. Squeeze your toes together. Oh, I can just see it now. I just sent my son to actually make me some hot sake because that's what I'm eating for my dinner. I'm actually just drinking some hot sake. It's absolutely delicious. I never even thought to make it hot. I know we can make pancakes out of it, banana bread, all sorts of things. Cut cupcakes, but I never thought to make it into literally a hot drink. But it's absolutely delicious just like that as well. And I don't know if Nurse Donnelly has finished with her patient as yet. So if she has, because this is her baby, Nurse Donnelly, if you're finished with your patient, you can come on and talk about your coronary fire. If not, oh, listen, she unmuted already. See, that's her baby. Take us away, Nurse Donnelly.
Y'all know I don't like nobody else to rock my baby to sleep. Look here. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you sleep and weight loss in a box. That is what that canoe is. But it's much more than that. Because see, the canoe puts your body into thermogenesis. Thermogenesis is that process. And see here, it's like you're going to learn so much about your body. By the time as you're finished, you'll be walking away as a MD, PhD, medical doctor, medical advisor, wellness coach. You can be walking away with those terminologies on at the end of your name by the time we're finished with you here at Psyche Global. Guys, this product, thermogenesis, is the process where that all of that adipose tissue, all of that fatty tissue that you actually gain through eating all those carbs and those sugars and those calories are burnt, and it's burnt through thermogenesis. And you may say, okay, nurse, I don't want to lose no more weight, but then I hear this product, y'all say this makes you sleep. Yes, it makes you sleep, but where the products, Psyche stands for intelligent health of the body. And so with that, if you're at your BMI or if you're at your average weight, what happens is you stop losing weight and you can still take the canoe. Now, I don't know where else in the world you could get something like this, where it tells your brain you've lost enough weight, so I'm only gonna let you take me to go to sleep. Do you understand me? And so the canoe is also, it has 3 ingredients in it, 3 main ingredients, and we call it altogether the ONR, Auxiliary Night Reset, with the main ingredients being our black beans, olive leaf, and rosemary. And that combination includes the GABA, it includes melatonin. Melatonin is something that is made during sleep. And the thing is made by the pineal gland. And due to the fact that we don't sleep properly, a lot of us do not produce melatonin. We don't. And why I say this, why melatonin, another reason why melatonin is really, really important is that some persons will say, so-and-so had breast cancer and it didn't run in the family. It's not genetic. They weren't pre-exposed to any cancer-causing agents. The next question is, how did they sleep? The lack of melatonin can cause cancer in the breast. I repeat, the lack of melatonin that is produced naturally during sleep can cause breast cancer. And guess what, if there are any men on the line, yes, men do get breast cancer as well. I have nursed men with breast cancer. Yes, with breast cancer. So guys, get some sleep. If you can't sleep, drink the canoe fire. And then there's some more things that the canoe fire benefits because it has the black beans. Black beans help with heart disease. Black bean, again, assists with glucose level and insulin production. Black beans is an anti-hypertensive agent, so it can bring your blood pressure down. Black beans is also an antioxidant and stress reliever and mood enhancer. Black bean is also what we call a chemo preventer. So guys, I don't know what else you want. All you need right now after hearing all this information is take a nice warm cup of canoe fire and go to bed and just have dreams about Psyche Global. Back to you, Dr. Ruth Ann.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna hand it over um, to King Clive Campbell, and he is going to close us out this evening. But guys, I want you to get back to the person that brought you to this call and ask them, let them know you're ready. You're ready to understand what's going on. We have customers, we have prime customers, and we have journey pioneers. The choice is yours. So get back to the person that brought you this call. Over to you, King Clive.
Okay, hi. Look at it again. We did not mention anything on C-section. And some persons have come on to hear about C-section. Can we take a few minutes just to address that? What are the challenges of persons who are born cesarean section against being born through the vagina? So can somebody please help me to speak? Dr. Denise, are you able to chime in on that, even for a few, to address the issue of the disadvantage of someone that is born cesarean section against natural birth?
Okay, guys, tonight. All right. Um, the difference between a C-section birth and a vaginal birth is basically the vertical transmission of the microbiota. Because when a baby is born through vaginal birthing, they get all the gut microbiota because it's being delivered as the baby comes out the vaginal canal. All right, so you get the whole community of the microbiota that is going to, which is the good bacteria and the bad bacteria that is going to help in terms of growing that body and building that immune system in that newborn. So all these lovely bacteria such as lactobacillus, Prevotella, Senecio, and all these big words, Bifidobacterium longum, Bifidobacterium cantanuplitum, and all of these are instrumental in growing that child so that they can have a good, strong immune system. E. coli, bacteroides, Prevotella, and all these other bacteria, staph as well. All right. Now, the difference in a C-section delivered neonates, they have lesser microbial richness and diversity. All right. So what tends to happen with underrepresentation of these bacteria, such as Escherichia, which is E. coli, Shigella, and bacterial species, in these in this birthing by Staphylococcus and Corynebacterium and all of these bacteria, they will get that, they will acquire it from the environment and their mother's skin. So when the baby is born through C-section, what they will actually have, they will actually have the environment, the hospital environment of these microbiomes entering in their body. All right. And in addition to that, in the other, what now doctors are doing, they are, when a C baby is born through C-section, they swabs the mother's vaginal canal and rubs it on the baby's face so that it now can have these absorption and these microbes in its system to actually help them, you know, in growing up and building their immune system. All right. Because when their body, and we are finding, even in testing now, we are finding that most times between vertical mother to infant transmission of the microbiota, that is basically very important for metabolism and immune development. So these babies who born C-section are increased risk of chronic immune disorders, including neonatal respiratory morbidities, bronchiolitis, respiratory syncytial virus infections, allergies such as asthma, hay fever, and eczema, laryngitis, gastroenteritis, IBD, all right, inflammatory bowel disease, which is associated with Crohn's and ulcerative colitis, celiac disease, leukemia, neuroblastoma, atopic dermatitis, juvenile idiopathic arthritis, obesity, type 1 diabetes, and boy, the list goes on. Actually, it's, you know, it also has a decrease in the Th1, which is T cells that is responsible for the immune system in building, leading to decreased antibodies and cytokine productions. We hear that cytokine means a blast of overproduction of these cells, and it actually devours the body instead of, you know, building, helping the body to be renewed from immune disorders. So what we are saying, folks, I mean, it's a long drawn out process. When you see, you have to go to doctors, and doctors, you know, they are prescribing, describing, giving the disease new names, but it is scientifically proven, it is common knowledge. And even in my line of testing and working with these babies, or even adults, grown persons, I have to go right back into asking how were they birthed, if there was C-section or vaginal, you know, birthing, and then we can do the connections, because the body is made coming out how God has created us. When you coming out of that canal, that face, you notice the baby turns from the back to the front now, and it's they turn and they come out through, and then, you know, because they are getting all these bacteria from the mommy, so that is going to help them in their growth and in their life as they are growing up, you know, being you know, creating and developing these organs for the immune system.
Dr. Denise.
Back over to you. Yes.
Hi.
Master Clive.
Dr. Denise.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Just opened my eyes after 25 years of nursing. Why I say that is because I know of 3 children who I'm dealing with now, and they have 1 diabetes. People looked at it that way. The 3 of them were cesarean birth.
Yes.
And you said that just now.
Yes.
Guys, I hope you're listening to this information on this line. This is serious information. You know, think back to who you know had type 1 diabetes, or some of these other, as does Nurse Jennifer to say, other diseases. And
wow.
I gotta be like I'm Beverly Holdness right now. Wow, 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 wow.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. You, Dr. Ruth Ann.
Oh, Nurse Donnelly, what I wanted to ask you, what is the drama, trauma, and dilemma of a person born C-section, sorry, and at a tender age, sorry, before 5 years old, they are given antibiotics? What can be the dilemma of that situation?
The dilemma of that situation is that, see, the thing about it is, with that person, with anybody who has a child by C-section, for them to at least get some of that microbiome from the mother, the best thing for them to do is let that baby latch on to the breast. Let that baby latch on to the breast for dear life. And those, when you give antibiotics at a very, very young age, and infancy, what happens is it destroys the guardians of the body. It destroys those good bacteria, the little that infant may have gotten from breastfeeding. And so what happens is, when that child is growing, that child may come at a state where that child has to be hospitalized because they cannot get a grade or level of antibiotic that can actually treat that child. That's the dilemma right there.
That's right.
That's the dilemma right there.
That's right.
So we are saying to mothers, if you have given birth to children born C-section, you have to pay special attention to that child, so that that child is exposed to getting additional microbes. And some persons go as far as recommending a pet. Dr. Denise, why would some doctors recommend that for children born C-section, get a pet like a dog?
Because it's more like, you know, they say a dog is a man's best friend. It's because it's close to some of the microbiota that they would have gotten in terms of bacteria from the mom to help with the immune building in the body. What we are looking at basically is really the immune system, you know, that that baby needs to build. And they can get that from touching, from absorption into the skin and the epithelial lining of the skin, certain close, microbes. But I have a little problem with that because animals tend to have a certain type of bacteria which can also be degenerative, especially with the parasites that comes with it. And that can cause a lot of disruption in a body growing up, because I have treated a patient like that, born and grew up C-section, but with animals, and they had serious issues. They had to do surgeries concerning hemangiomas in their body, which was parasitic in origin. Because remember, these animals release parasites, release these toxics, microbiomes that can be degenerative to immune system. So a lot of people, they grow up and they are okay, but then as they get older, we start to see these things happening and surfacing in the body. So it may not necessarily be that, and the dog is really the man's best friend when it comes to this type of immune building.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here you have discussions and answers on this call that you may not get anywhere else readily. This story has to be continued, but we thank you for chiming in. Any further questions you have, you can post those questions in the chat room accordingly. Now, just to give you an insight in terms of next week. Now, we want to be starting from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. For this qualification period, until the end of it, come September the 3rd, we are going to be having 4 microbiome calls per week. Sunday with Dr. Denise chiming in out of Trinidad and Tobago and telling us about other aspects of energy medicine along with the microbiome. Comes Monday, Nurse Donnelly Adderley will be talking about diabetes, high blood pressure in relation to the microbiome. Tuesday, of course, is the microbiome call. We'll be having a special guest. And on Thursdays, we'll continue now, Wednesday, we will continue to answer questions that people can ask directly, and we get these answers, and also give testimonials and so on. So ladies and gentlemen, we are hitting the ground running because many of us, we are aiming to go for certain levels, at least gold, platinum, and beyond. And we want persons, so to say, shining bright like a diamond because we want to achieve the diamond ranks in this company. I won't keep you much longer. I thank you so much for being a part of this call. Every single person that chimes in, please feel free to join us again. Whenever there's a call, you will get a link from the person who invited you. Please, thank you so much. We made it past 200 again today, and some persons were on YouTube. Bless you. Thank you. Have a good night. We are going to pray. So, Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this call tonight. We thank you for each family represented. Many persons have major concerns not addressed. Father, we pray that by your miracle, you help persons to reverse, recover, and restore the major conditions that they are fighting with in the name of Jesus. So bless us, Lord. Cause us to sleep well. Cause us to have hope. Cause us to have confidence in you. And thank you, Lord, for all the persons who testify, all the persons who share the part of the panel. Bless, Lord, every family represented on this call tonight. We leave all into your capable hands. We love you, Lord, and we thank you for giving us a microbiome. We ask all these mercies in Jesus' name. We say amen. Good night, all.
Good night, guys.